Hi, it's KingT here, and this is a little bit of a sad video because yes, I am on the survival world. The survival world is still completely fine, aside from it being incredibly laggy and just a massive world file size. Because this is the very last video coming from the survival world. I'll try to explain this the best I can. It's gotten to a point where making these survival world videos is just so painful because I have to record video and audio separately. And it's also being on controller is not that fun for me anymore. After being on PC, you've seen Hypixel videos, you've seen Skywars videos, stuff like that, where I'm on PC, and it's just much easier. And the Xbox is very slow, and it makes booting up this kind of a pain. So this is going to be my last video here on the survival world. I probably won't delete the world or anything just because it has so many memories with it, and I wish I could transfer it over to PC, but there's not really a good way to do that. So we're kind of starting off today. This is going to be a world tour with part of a video that I never really finished. This is basically me trying to recreate some of my favorite roller coasters in Minecraft. Those of you who might be the coaster enthusiasts here on my channel, but also watch the Minecraft stuff, but aside from no tunnel on the drop here, you'll recognize this. This is Ghost Rider, and I'm actually super proud of this build. And it never got its own video because there's probably 10 hours of footage of me building this and collecting all of the materials that I'm just not gonna go through and edit. It's just not worth it in my opinion. It's a really cool build. I'll take you guys on a ride because I do believe that it does work. Alright, so we hop in here, press the button, kind of go around the turn just like on the actual ride, and then up a very fast lift hill. We'll see if an update actually broke this. I don't know yet. Yeah, the problem with Minecraft roller coasters is that they're kind of slow because of the minecarts. But you can see, I think I did a pretty good job of matching the actual roller coaster in Minecraft. I don't think it takes things quite as fast as the real thing, but it's still pretty good, and it looks crazy. It looks really cool. Here we are at the mid-course. You'll notice I used powered rails a lot, but that's just because the cart loses too much speed in Minecraft. Oh, we almost slowed down. So this is one of those really cool projects that didn't quite get to be shown. And this is where you realize that things in Minecraft don't line up very well. So we're just gonna let that stop there. It's gonna annoy so many people in the comments. In here, we just have the villagers. There's not much to say. I moved all of these random chests into this main storage area that I'm gonna show you. You'll notice part of the reason that I don't like playing on this world is just because the portals just take forever to go through, so half the time I risk dying loading into the world or going through a portal, and it's just not fun. like this. I'm honestly not going to show you the end. There's nothing in there. I was going to build farms, but never happened. Yeah, okay, here's the piglin bartering farm. They're still in there, which is cool. And then I have the storage system. I don't know how much stuff is in here. It doesn't look like too much. There's quite a bit of leather. I was actually super proud of this design because the piglins pick up the gold at their feet and then throw the items into the hopper minecart, which it worked way better than I thought it would. And then I made a mistake of putting this as a single storage system. I could have done it like 2 or 3, just because it all gets jammed up in one singular hopper. This was the tiny hoglin farm that worked much better than it should have, I think. Look, we got a stack of raw pork chops in there. Over this way is the wither skeleton fortress farm somewhere that nearly killed me one time. And these portals were just so frustrating to link up. I'm pretty sure this still works too. I'm just not gonna bother showing people the other side. It's just a trident killer with a portal, but this design by Silent Whisper actually worked very, very well. Yeah, see, there's a blaze. So you can see the mobs, yep. So this still works pretty well, actually. There's really nothing at the little starter house either. Nothing, it's just like a wood box with some random chests and a simple ticking gold farm. So we're gonna go to the main area. This is the Guardian farm killed section on the Nether side. Looks like the tridents have once again disappeared, but it produced a few resources. But this side was mainly for quick and easy XP. The other side is where I AFK to get stuff. And this is where I definitely spent a lot of time and energy. This is the main base area. This was a floating city that I built around a guardian farm. So you can see I've got some pretty massive buildings. I really like this one. This one was probably my favorite build. It took a long time, but it turned out so good. And this is the quad gold farm on the inside. The design was heavily inspired by Navy Nexus, so not totally custom farm design, but this build, this skyscraper, is really cool in my opinion. So here's what no one has seen on the channel yet. This is the storage system that probably made this game as laggy as it is. But this was gonna be my final storage. But these chests have a crazy amount of stuff. And then there's even some shulkers over here because I was gonna build more stuff. This was all for a mob farm that I was planning to build. This stuff over here was for another one of the coasters. This was gonna be a raging bull, but I just never got around to it. But you can see I've got a lot of item storage up here. Because this where I am right now, this was going to be a massive skyscraper, basically going up to build height. But I never really got around to it. So over here was here, we'll go here first. This is the drown farm. I actually built this using the resources I mined from the Woodland Mansion. And yeah, there's actually a drown in there right now, 2 of them. Here, this was another cool build. This was the smaller farm tower. I mean, the tower itself was pretty big, but the actual farms were all the small ones, like the sugarcane. I've got like the block generators, the kelp, lava. This is the concrete converter. This was supposed to be a moss farm that I never built. Cactus and flowers, melons, pumpkins. I think that was like an AFK fish farm I tried to build that never ended up actually working. Oh, I'm probably gonna yeah, that hurt. Oh, well, I'm not too concerned about stuff in this world. Up here is the dual mob farm. This was This was an OG farm, actually. This was one of the first ones I built. It didn't produce that much stuff. Well, okay, that was the wrong chest to open for that, but I empty this thing quite a lot because I just spent time AFKing here. Oh, I missed one. Iron farm. This was also one of the earlier farms I built. And this thing did so well. I must have moved stuff. I don't know. But I literally just never worried about iron again after I built that. Then the final farm, I also have the squid farm. I'm not even gonna bother going up there. This was the first skyscraper I built as well. And this was also at the time that the fish dropped bones. Or when the squid farm was spawning fish, they still dropped the bones. So this was the first skyscraper that I actually built. It's actually built out of bone blocks too. And then this was supposed to be the main one around the guardian farm and the storage. You can see the guardian farm stuff down here. Portals, but also an overworld capabilities. And yeah, that's this. Oh, and of course the diamond beacon. Can't forget about this thing. If you're wondering, yes, this is solid. I can mine into it. Solid full diamond beacon. Kind of impressive. Definitely not like a netherite, but I wasn't going to spend the time to do that. So this was the main overworld base area that I spent a lot of time building. It was a lot of fun, but I think it's time to move on. Of course it wasn't done, and there were some good builds too, especially some of these skyscrapers. I really enjoyed designing and building. And I've got 2 more stops on the world tour. So it is a pretty good world, but not, and probably the best one I've ever had, but not better than other people's, if that makes sense. Like, this is still a pretty small-ish world. Here's the ghast farm that ended up breaking that I never fixed. Spawned them immediately into minecarts, so some of the minecarts are still there, like those. And then just insta-killed them with trident killers, so that was pretty good. It got me so much gunpowder. And I'll have to remember where this is, but the last 2 farms are somewhere, this way. And finally, we're here. This is the nether side kill chamber for the mushroom farm. I think the most recent video from this world. And this is the last spot in the survival world tour. This is the azalea tree farm and mushroom farm. So the azalea tree farm is right in here. Automatically produces oak wood and some other random byproducts that end up getting composted most of the time. But I can also manually use it by standing right here and putting the azalea saplings. And then all the way over here is the mushroom farm. And this is just a bunch of nether portals. Somebody asked in a previous video why the torches are there. It's so that they can spawn at night. Because if you go down here, unless they've changed things, you just don't get mushrooms spawning. Because they need light level 8, I think. Well, the sun's rising now, but... yeah, see, no mushrooms right now. Oh, that was my last rocket. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Also, my skin's broken, so I'm not going to go into third person. This is the final finale of the Survival World Xbox. There will be something new coming very, very soon. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this series. It started so long ago before I had a lot of YouTube stuff or YouTube experience. And it kind of really, I wouldn't say it's a single thing, because I don't think it was, but it was one of the big things that helped my channel. And it was really cool to see how I had some people who really enjoyed this series as much as I did. So that's gonna do it. The final goodbye from the survival world. So until next time, I'm Steve. Until next time, KingT out.